What is up, everybody? I am Mason from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video of mine. Today we are going to be talking about all of my Blu-ray and 4K pickups for the month of March 2022. So, March, my birthday month, I didn't really splurge on as I was hoping for. I did get a few good stuff that I've always wanted to get, but when it comes to 4Ks and stuff, I really didn't get much. I still got a nice stack. But let's talk about the 4Ks first. So first off, I have here is Creed on 4K. Got this for 17 bucks at this random Sunrise Records I went to. They had it for pretty cheap, cheaper, like I think it was like 10 bucks off or whatever. So that's a pretty good deal. And then I realized, oh, they're probably gonna make a Rocky 4K set, which will probably come with this most likely. So did I, regret this? Kind of, but I mean, it comes with a slipcover. I still haven't watched it yet. But I haven't watched this movie in theaters, so hopefully the 4K looks good. Next is the big shebang that I got of the month, and that was, I finally got it at the right price, and that is Lord of the Rings on 4K, the entire trilogy. I got this during the Amazon, the deal of the day type thing. Like, you know how sometimes they have deals, and this was a part of it. It was 70 bucks, which is pretty cheaper than what it usually goes for, around 115. Some places they sell this for 140. So I got for 70. I got it on Amazon, by the way, and I tried to price match it at Best Buy because a lot of people were saying that the Amazon shipping service specifically for this item is really sus, and the spindles break off and there's loose discs and it's scratched. But thankfully, the physical media gods were looking over me that day, and maybe because it was near my birthday. But yeah, so this came in very good condition. Even the box is in really good condition. So thankfully, I got that with a nice cover. I remember I kept showing you guys there at my local Walmart. They had this opened, used for 55 bucks, and I was very tempted. I think because someone just stole the the digital codes, which makes no sense because the digital codes aren't in 4K. It's only the HD digital copy. So that's kind of bummy. But yeah, so I got here the Lord of the Rings 4K Ultimate Trilogy. Hopefully I'll watch them soon. I did recently rewatch the entire trilogy, the extended cuts last year for my birthday. So, it'll be a while before I get around to these, but I know it's going to look damn near good. Next is a surprising deal that I got on 4K, and that is the Green Book. I think this won an Best Award or something like that. Academy but it won an Oscar for something. But what's crazy is I got it for $9.98, which is basically Black Friday prices. So whether the movie is good or not, I mean, it stars Mahershala Ali, and speaking of the last movie, Viggo Mortensen, also Aragorn. So that's pretty cool. I know nothing about this movie. I heard it was a little boring, but it's on 4K. It was cheap, and I just had to pull the trigger. Fill up my 4K section, okay? Next was the first pickup of the month I actually got, and that is Jumanji on 4K. Now I heard Cinema Inspired got this. This is his copy. So hey man, we're holding hands. We're basically holding hands. You held this, I'm holding this. We're basically holding hands. But he found a version with a slip. I really don't care for this movie that much. It's not as nostalgic as it is because I'm not a 90s kid, right? I was born in the year 2000. So this really doesn't have a huge impact on me. But Kirsten Dunst is in it. Robin Williams is in it. It's a 4K for a movie made on film. So I'm excited to see the transfer. Hopefully it's good. But yeah, 4K of it's made by TriStar 2 of Jumanji. So hopefully I can get into that and see if it's a good transfer. Next, in that same hunting video, I got Stand By Me with the slip. So thankfully I was able to pick it up with the slip. An iconic film that I have not seen that many times. I've seen it once when I was a kid, when it played on the Disney Channel, or we have the Family Channel here in Canada. But yeah, Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, if you get that joke, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, Kiefer Sutherland. I'm excited to get back into this film. I haven't watched it damn near as many times as a lot of people have. So the contents of this film was very fuzzy on me. But yeah, so Stand By Me on 4K with the slipcover, and I think it was like 13 or 14 bucks, so I couldn't pass up that deal. Next is the last Blu-rays I got, and that is Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Yes, I know it's a shit movie. I have yet to watch it. I quit because of this movie because I knew how fucking stressful, because I used to work at the movie theater, I know how stressful the goddamn Star Wars rushes are, and I knew this was going to be unnecessarily busy, so I quit, focused on my school, and then I dropped out because of COVID. But anyways, yes, Rise of Skywalker. I really like the slipcover art, and Although it's a Disney film, I heard a lot of good things about the transfer. So hopefully, I like it as much as the other people do. So yeah, boom, Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. And the last 4K I got was Avengers Endgame. Not as good as Infinity War, but it came with a slipcover, and it was like $9, I think. So I couldn't pass up that deal. I got it at a video game vendor of all places. But yeah, I'm super excited to get into this again. I haven't seen Endgame since the theaters. I watched the last maybe half an hour to anticipate myself for No Way Home, because Spider-Man appears in at the end. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get into this. Hopefully my thoughts are better, because I remember it being kind of boring and a bit long in the tooth. But let's hope it changes my mind. 4K with the slipcover for $9, so boom. Next, we'll get into this big stack of Blu-rays that I got. Starting off was The Golden Compass. I know nothing about this movie. I got it at my grocery store for $5. But Nicole Kidman, Sam Elliott, Ava Green, Dakota Blue Richards, and Daniel Craig. So yeah, I haven't heard much about this movie. I mainly got it because Daniel Craig and Ava Green is in it, and you know James Bond and Vesper Lynd are reunited in this film. So yeah, the main thing I heard about this, I didn't hear good things about it, but I heard that the CGI elements are really good and really well done. So I'm excited to get into this on Blu-ray for $5. Can't really pass it up. Next is The Men Who Stare at Goats. I heard this is a pretty mediocre, bad movie, but it had a all-star cast, and I don't know. I mean, I heard like the Letterboxd reviews are very bad, but I mean, like, it can't be that bad, right? I mean, you got George Clooney, Jeff Bridges, Ewan McGregor, Kevin Spacey, and a goat. So it can't be that wrong. You got a bunch of goats with an actual goat. So next, I got this Bruce Willis double feature, and that is Mercury Rising and The Jackal. You know, some pretty shit movies, but some fun action goodness. I mean, what can I say? It's just, ever since I rewatched Die Hard, I'm like, wow, Bruce Willis can play a good action star. Nowadays, maybe not so much. I mean, I kind of liked his remake of the, what's it called? Not Die Hard, but his remake of Death Wish. I thought that was a pretty okay movie. Next is another movie that I got from the grocery store, and that is Hardcore Henry. I mainly got it because I remember so much of the hype when it first came out. And I thought, you know what, for $4.99, I can't really pass up on this. I can finally, see what the hype is around. A pretty low budget film. It's one of those first films like, oh, it's a first person shooter movie. So, hopefully it was worth the hype. Now we're getting into my flea market pickups. I got up Appaloosa. I don't really know anything about this movie, but I got it for $5 at the flea market. Same with The Negotiator. It has an all-star cast, Kevin Spacey, Samuel Jackson, and it has some pretty good reviews on Letterboxd. And then a good Joel Schumacher film, and that is Phone Booth. Again, a great cast, good writing, really suspenseful. I actually really enjoy this film. Next is I still need to get some Jackie Brown. But I got Reservoir Dogs, the 15th year anniversary edition. I haven't seen this Tarantino film yet, but I'm really excited to check it out. But yeah, it's an older transfer, but for $5, it's hard to come by Blu-ray, and it was 100% worth it. Next is Traffic. I was contemplating on getting it for the Criterion Sale, but I know nothing about this film, and it's not on the Criterion channel, so I thought I might as well pick it up for $5, see if it's worth the hype. It has a great cast. It's on the Criterion Collection, and it won 4 Academy Awards, so you can't really go wrong with that. Next is Il Divo. I wasn't tempted on picking this up too much. I know this is an Italian film, but when I saw the price of $2 for a brand new Blu-ray, I just had to pick it up. Hopefully it's good. I heard a lot of good things about the director and the actors in it, so yeah. And then next is, I got Scream 1 on 4K, and I'm planning on getting the new Scream next week, but had to pick up the other movies. Scream 2, Scream 3, and Scream 4, all brand new, still in the cellophane, which is absolutely amazing that this vendor still has Blu-rays in the cellophane for such a cheap price. And then I went to Walmart to pick this up, and that is The French Dispatch. I really, really enjoyed this film. I saw it on Disney Plus the first time, and it's It's a Wes Anderson film, right? Yeah, it's the first Wes Anderson film I've watched, and I just love his style. The cinematography is great, the writing is great, and just I love the tone of this film. So I'm really excited to get into more Wes Anderson. But yeah, I just had to pick this up in physical just to support it, and that is the French Dispatch. I actually waited till discounted. It was released at $25.99, and then it went down to $20.99. I'm like, okay, I'll pick it up at that point. Now, if you didn't know, there was a Criterion sale, about 50% off. Here in Canada, it was about 45% off, which is basically the same thing. I mean, Canadian dollar, it was about $27.99. And I got a few movies that I really wanted. I didn't get too much. I got 6. I got a lot of Kurosawa films, starting off with Jimbo. You know, my brother loves this film. I think he said that like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a remake of Yojimbo, so I'm really excited to get into that. I know nothing about these films. I know it's a samurai movie, but you know, for $27 for a Criterion, I've been really getting into Criterions. Thought I might as well, you know, open up my palette to more artistic and more impactful films than just silly, you know, superhero films. But I got Yojimbo on Criterion Blu-ray. Next is The Last Temptation of Christ. Scorsese is another one of my favorite directors that I'm really trying to collect all of his films on. So I got The Last Temptation of Christ. Next is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I really love this movie, but I can see why people hate it. It has such low scores on Rotten Tomatoes and Letterboxd, but I personally enjoyed this film. I love Terry Gilliam. I love the cast. Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro, and even, what's his name? Tobey Maguire makes an appearance on there, so that's pretty cool. The soundtrack, the writing is very comical, and you can tell that this is based on a book, but it's just a really good movie. The cinematography, just the visuals is really good, and it's a good Blu-ray transfer. I was kind of scared for it being a 2010, 2011 transfer, but it still holds up. Next is another Kurosawa film, and that is Ikuru. My brother said that this is one of his best movies, so I decided to pick it up. It's not a samurai film, but I've been getting into a lot of more solace, black and white, you know, just deep, serious films. I've been getting a lot of Ingmar Bergman, so hopefully this movie holds up. I know it will hold up because it's one of the iconic films. Now the rest are just more Kurosawa films. This is more of the fun samurai actiony Kurosawa films. That is Kagemusha. I know George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola distributed this in America. That's why I think 20th Century Fox is their American distributor. It's in Region A, so it will still play here. But I'm excited to get into this because I saw some of the screenshots of the film and it looks really nice. And then lastly, the last pickup of the month, you know, being that I started a Criterion collection, I just had to pick up Seven Samurai on Blu-ray. I got this for $39, which was still a lot cheaper than, you know, the normal asking price. So like if you go to Sunrise Records, this will be like $66. So I got this for $39, worth the price for a huge, you know, long movie, and it comes in like this like box. That's not a box set, but it definitely comes with some supplements. So yeah, those are my pickups of the month. Let me know down below your favorite pickup of the month. Mine would probably be these Criterions. I splurged on the Criterions, and I'm so excited to check out Seven Samurai, as well as all of those 4Ks that I got for under $20. So thank you so much for watching the video of mine. I am Ace for the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. I do Blu-ray huntings, I do pickup videos, I do mail of the days, thrift store huntings. I hunt everywhere: Best Buys, Walmarts, flea markets, thrift stores. I also do reviews, top 10s, all those type of list videos. So stay tuned for all those videos. And if you're into physical media, and I'm also Canadian, so if you're also Canadian and you want to know a Canadian's perspective on these things, especially for how much we have to pay for these things, click that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and please have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. Please stay safe, and God bless, guys. Cheers, and long live physical media.